The elderly woman walked with short, careful steps. Her heavy coat barely held her up. To combat the cold that had already seeped into her bones, she was alone in that natural park, far away, trying only to cross a shallow area to reach the other side of the woods. Then the ice cracked, a dry sound, too fast to react. The ground disappeared beneath his feet. The body fell directly into the icy water, and a thermal shock robbed it of its breath. Its arms thumped against the broken edge, while fingers tried to grasp something that it was crumbling. The ice broke with each attempt. The weight of the coat pulled her down. Their legs were already starting to lose strength. The cold draft seeped into his clothes. Time began to slow down. Breathing turned to despair. A few meters away, among snow-covered trees, a gorilla was watching. He wasn't there by chance. The animal had strayed from the group after a storm, exploring that territory. Silent, his dark eyes followed the exact moment of the fall. The movement, the sudden change in the white landscape, triggered something deep within him. Alert, protection, empathy. The gorilla advanced. His heavy footsteps crunched the snow as he approached the edge of the lake. The smell of the icy water mingled with human fear. The old woman no longer screamed. The energy was almost over. Only one arm remained out of the water. The gorilla reached the edge of the ice and tested the surface with its knuckles. Fragile, he knelt slowly, distributing his body weight evenly. Every movement was calculated. The ice creaked beneath its mass, but did not yield. The woman sank deeper. The gorilla extended its arm. The large hand, covered in dark fur, reached for the fabric of the coat. The first tug, it wasn't enough. The ice broke a little more. The water rose to the elderly woman's chest. The gorilla growled softly. He gripped it more firmly, and he pulled. If this story is already touching you, leave a like now. It really helps this kind of thing. Content to reach more people. The elderly woman's body partially slid out of the water, but fell back down when the ice gave way under the weight. The edge shattered into small, floating fragments. The gorilla retreated half a meter. He took a deep breath, and he changed his strategy. He lay completely flat on the ice, spreading his body weight as he would when he crossed unstable terrain. He advanced centimeter by centimeter, using his forearms. Like anchors, the snow clung to his fur. The cold penetrated his thick skin, but it continued. The arm stretched out again. Now he held the elderly woman's forearm directly. The contact was firm. Decided, with a slow, powerful movement, he began to pull. The woman emerged from the water in small steps, her body heavy and stiff from the cold. The centimeter gained seemed like a victory against time. The gorilla was using its own torso. Using his legs as a lever, he pushed against the ground while stepping back. The ice was cracking. The wind was picking up. The elderly woman could no longer move on her own. It was carried by the strength of that animal. Finally, the entire body lay on the white surface. The gorilla kept pulling until it reached dry land. He didn't stop. He dragged the woman to an area sheltered by trees, away from the lake. There, he positioned her to the side, preventing the water accumulated in the lungs from becoming fatal. With movements, rough but careful, he pushed snow against her body, trying to lessen the shock. Thermal, then he stayed there, standing, watching. His chest rose and fell rapidly. His eyes never left the woman. Minutes later, distant sounds began to echo among the trees. People, they approached, drawn by the tracks in the broken ice. The gorilla noticed. He took a few steps back, but he didn't run away immediately. He waited. Only when he saw other humans surrounding the elderly woman, covering her with thermal blankets. He finally turned his body and slowly disappeared into the white forest. If you believe that animals feel empathy, comment with a heart now, and take this opportunity to subscribe to the channel, because stories like this need to be shared. The elderly woman survived. Doctors later confirmed that she was just minutes away from irreversible hypothermia. Without that unlikely intervention, the outcome would have been different. No cameras captured the moment. Not a single word was exchanged. But the marks in the ice, the tracks in the snow, and the testimony of the rescuers made it clear a gorilla chose to help. Not for reward, not for recognition, by instinct, by connection. For something that many humans are still trying to relearn: empathy, while the world insists on separating species. That animal showed that compassion is not, it needs language. It showed that force is not only useful for domination, but also to protect. It showed that even in the coldest landscape, there is still room for love. The gorilla returned to its group. The woman returned to her family. But the gesture remained etched in the memory of everyone who heard this story, because sometimes the one who saves the day isn't the one who speaks. It's the person who feels it. And perhaps the greatest lesson is this: if a wild animal is capable of risking its own life for a stranger, the least what we can do is learn to respect, protect, and love all forms of life around us. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to remember that there is still goodness in the world. Sometimes she comes covered in fur and walks on the ice.